Hello, my viewers. My name is Ekpenyong Sunday, and I welcome you once again to my channel on PU Formal Academy. In my presentation today, we shall be looking at the effect of different humidity level in PU forming process. Now, listen. Let me tell you what a lot of people do not put into consideration when they are producing. Whether you use continuous process, that is a conveyor, or you use a batch method, that is a box form. These parameters is the ones affecting your product. And the reason is that you do not know, you do not measure the environmental or some of the environmental factor. That is why your product today will be soft, tomorrow it will be hard, next tomorrow it will be okay. So you need a machine known as hydrometer. Hydrometer is what will help you monitor the humidity level of your factory location, so that it will now allow you to make adjustment where necessary. A lot of PU foam formulators do not see this as important as it is. You understand? So that is the challenges they are facing. You know, forming process is made up of several challenges. You may have your formulations right, the process right, but what of the environmental factor? You understand? So you are not in charge of the some of the environmental factor except the owner, which is the greater. So you can only control the one that you are able to. That is such as the temperature, the mixing, and the rest. You understand? So you have to ensure that you know all these minor things. You think it does not matter, but it matters a lot. You understand? Just like I said, all these things are things I personally put into consideration when I am forming, whether the batch process or the continuous process. Let me tell you something that will shock you. Look at somebody in A, factory A. Let's say this is somebody in factory A. Factory A. This is another person in factory. Let's call this factory B. Let's now assuming A and B are operating in a different environment. Let's assuming the humidity level of factory A is less than 30%. Okay, that's what the hydrometer says. Now, that of factory B is between 50, or let's say between 31 to 70% and above. Okay, let us assuming they produce the same 22, the same density, let me say 20D. Okay, now looking at this and looking at this, from this value, as a PU form engineer and a PU form chemist, if you really understand what you are doing, he's telling you something about how the reaction will proceed. Okay, which you need to know from your formulation. Now, you know, we say humidity is what? Amount of water vapor present in air. You understand? So let's state here, there is something that you need to do in your formulation. Okay? There is no way your chemical reaction will be affected. Then from here, there is something you need to do in your formulation. The reaction will also be affected. From there, from this value, you know that you are in the raining season. I'm using Nigeria as a case study here. Then here you know that you are in the Harmattan season from this value here in Nigeria. So foam produced during Harmattan season and foam produced during raining season is not always the same in terms of firmness. In terms of firmness, that is hardness of the foam. I told you that hardness is nothing but the resistance to the pressure of that foam. Okay, so this is what happened. So this is the raining season indicator. This is the Harmattan season. Here is less. So in this case of productions, you need to make adjustment here and make adjustment here so as to keep the density same and also keep the hardness of the foam same. But it's always very difficult here at times because there is certain adjustment you will do here. The foam will still be a bit out of that is far beyond or maybe by the CLD because the hardness is not there. The hardness is not the CLD, okay? Compression load to deflection of their foam. You understand? So this is what you need to understand. Nothing but get an instrument known as hydrometer to check this value in your factory premises. In the next video, we are going to explain when it is below 30%, what happened to the product, what do you need to do. That is where the troubleshooting comes in. Now when it's above 70%, what do you do, okay, to correct it? What are the measures that you need to put in place or what you're supposed to do in your formulations to keep it going effectively? I hope this is very, very interesting. Continue to like my page on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thank you. Bye.